Okay, here's another angle of the... So I saw people, as soon as I said the Shahada, you see people getting upset. But here...
Jesus is king.
Yeah, Jesus... good. Yeah, man, I'm not gonna... See, that's the difference, man. Like, people get... Like, if I saw somebody convert to Christianity, I would not, like, come in here and try to... But if people are interested, bro, if they want to learn, man, I'll reach out to them. But here's that celebration that happened in Times Square last night. You could even say, yeah, Jesus is a king. Jesus will be king on earth when he returns. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not totally okay with saying that. And a reminder, like, people getting upset about this stuff. This is like the celebration is about the rejection of Jesus. I keep having to reiterate that. In the Talmud, it says that Jesus is burning in feces and excrement. Okay, they're yelling about the coming of the Moshiach, the Mashiach, the Antichrist, their Messiah. That's why they rejected Jesus. Reminder. And there's not going to be any outrage over this. The only people that are really going to see about it are people in the stream right now. You guys are getting access to information that people around the world will not. Around the world, the narrative will be Muslims are taking over New York City. Muslims are asserting dominance in Times Square. Mine will do a debate, and I'll pull it up right here, about how it'll go on this rage about how Muslims are taking over and asserting dominance. But the next day, they're celebrating the Antichrist, and you're not going to see it because, you know, people like Myron, his filter is about Twitter. It's about what he's seeing in his Twitter feed. And you're falling for Goy slap, bro. You're falling for the Goy slap. Like, let me show you this. People are reposting this. Hold on a second. Here it is.
Stupid. There's a reason why they're doing that. I'm not stupid. All right? They're shutting down Times Square, praying with loudspeakers and shit to do what? To assert fucking dominance. Okay? That's what they're really fucking doing. I'm not stupid. Let's just call a spade a spade. All right? I'm probably the only Muslim that will admit this shit. When they're shutting down Times Square, when they're fucking blocking off the street, when they're doing their damn 5 times a day, it's to assert fucking dominance. And if you bitch ass niggas don't want to admit that, then I fucking will. Because you guys are fucking liars.
He's calling Muslims liars.
It's to assert dominance is to let people know that we're coming.
Yeah, so this debate went around again. If you guys remember to hear some of that conversation.
What I'm saying is, as a guest,
right? Because we are guests here. I think
what does that mean? Guess.
We're guests. This is not a Muslim country. This is not a Muslim country.
Oh, then you could make an argument that's a Jewish country if they control 98% of the politicians.
Oh my God, this guy.
But I mean, it's a freedom of religion country.
Yeah.
It's a secular country.
Okay.
No, I'm not a guest here. This is my country. I'm here in New York City. I was born here. 98, like so many of these people that are even talking about this or spreading outrage, they're not from here. They're not from here. This is my country. It's not going to change.
What do you mean? I'm a citizen here. I'm not a guest.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Hold on. I'm not a guest. I have a passport. I was born here.
Of course.
I'm a birth certificate.
What I'm saying
it's my
the
country.
Islamic faith, of course it's your country. But what I'm saying is that the Islamic faith is not a part of the American infrastructure.
Neither is Christianity.
It's not. This country was founded by Christians.
But it's not part of the American doctrine.
The people that founded this country
it's not
Christians.
It's not in the doctrine. Just because
the separation of church and state was put in place so that either would not corrupt each other, but it's still a Christian country founded by Christian people, right? Because you can make the argument.
It's not
you can make the argument like Syria isn't a Muslim country because Bashar al-Assad was a secularist or Saddam Hussein was a secularist. It's still a Muslim country majority, and they're going to play that then.
I'll say that, yeah, it's a Christian majority country, but it's not a Christian country by definition.
I think this is a Christian country.
But there's no paperwork or any, like, it's not in the Constitution.
It was found. It's not a. Well, they have God in it.
Even when you pledge allegiance, as an American, I grew up
pledge allegiance saying by God. God is mentioned in.
Do you say Jesus?
They believe. You say God.
You don't say Jesus.
You say God. You don't have to say Jesus because
You don't say the Holy Spirit.
To them, God and Jesus are synonymous. Synonymous.
Yes and no. Actually, if you talk to a Christian,
It depends on who you talk to. Yes.
Being honest, bro.
But they look at God and Jesus as the same. Like because he's the Son of God. So
he's also God's only begotten Son. So they are separate entities.
It depends on who you look at. Who you're asking.
That's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But the reason that this is in God we trust is because it's the most universal statement.
Yes, but the point I'm trying to make is that regardless, this country was founded by Christians. They reserve the right to run the country however they want. And if they do want to play church, I take it a step further. If they want to play the church bells, I think they can because this is a Christian country. Just like in a Muslim country, if they want to play that Dan 10 times a day, you got to shut up and take it.
Okay, so if it's a Christian country, then why do you not support Israel? Doesn't the Bible for evangelical Christians say God blesses those who bless the state of Israel?
Because we
by
know
that definition,
we know that evangelicals is cap.
Okay, well, I mean, it was founded by Protestant Christians. That's what Protestants believe. If you're
yeah, it was founded by Protestants and, well, majority Freemasons. There were Freemasons that came in, they were Gnostic, they were not Catholic. So by this logic, if you're Catholic, you're a guest here too.
Your logic that you want to be a patriot and a nationalist, then you should support Israel.
Actually, Protestants don't really fuck with what's his name? The Jews and Their Lies by who wrote he was the head of he was the founder of Protestantism. Something Luther.
Martin Luther?
No, I think it was Martin Luther. Yeah, dude. Only evangelical Christians like observe Israel as like real. Everyone else, like all real niggas, Christians, like Catholics, Orthodox Christians.
What do Protestants think?
They don't fuck with Jews either.
They don't say God bless the state of Israel.
No, that's just evangelical retards.
Okay, so what?
And Scofield Bible reader niggas, but most Christians are that aren't retarded, right? And remember, this is just American Christians. Christians all over the place don't fuck. If you look at Eastern Europe, they're all super anti-Semitic. They're real niggas.
Okay, so wait, so
Orthodox Christians are super anti-Semitic. Shout out to them.
Yeah, but like
they don't fuck with the Jews. Let me just say that because anti-Semitism is a fake word.
But it's your mentality approaching thinking that we're guests here.
Yeah, I think we're guests here. That is
Dude, Myron, we were born here.
No, the Islamic faith and the religion of Islam, you are a guest as a Muslim in.
Here's why this logic is flawed. Because, for example, if you're a white guy and you're an atheist, by Myron's logic, you're not a guest. You're at home. You could be a white atheist, a white Satanist for that matter, and this is still your home and you own it. But if you convert to Islam, if you say La ilaha illallah, you say there's only one worthy of worship except God, then you're now a guest. See, that doesn't make any sense? Your faith doesn't determine, what you believe in does not determine whether or not it's your country. It's your birth certificate, it's your passport.
United States.
I'm not a guest in my home.
Bro, we are guests here.
We
are guests here.
We were born here.
Yes, but our religion, our religion.
So now your faith makes you a guest.
Yes, if you're going to open, yes, to a degree, yeah.
Yes, so you said that's not what he said, yes, so it's your faith, right? White atheist, not guest. White Muslim, guest.
To a degree, or
yeah, because obviously everything is like nuance, like nothing is absolute. But like the point I'm trying to make is that the Islamic faith, as this is not a Muslim country, so therefore,
so what about Catholics?
Country,
are Catholics guests because it was founded by Protestants?
I would say they're closer to.
So they're still guests.
I would say they're because here's the thing with Catholicism, Christianity, all of it, it's all kind of one. I look at them all as the same. Like they all believe in Jesus. They all believe in Jesus.
They disagree with each other,
of course,
fundamentally.
But I would say
a lot of them say that each other are.
If they believe in Christ, they're a Christian to a degree. What denomination isn't really as relevant is if they believe in Jesus as their Lord and Savior, that makes them a Christian.
The Protestants criticize the Catholics for praying to Mary.
See, that's arguments within themselves, but in general, they're all Christians because they all believe in Jesus. There's different.
Yeah, but by your
Muslims,
logic,
for example, right? There's Sunnis and there's Shia. But we don't look at them differently with our faith. Honestly, we really don't. They pray in the same mosque. They do some funny shit praying on rocks.
That's not all true.
But they pray in the same mosque in general.
Sometimes there's some Shia mosques, but
they can pray alongside.
By your logic,
they're not considered kuffars. They're not considered kafirs. They're just misguided.
By your logic, then only Protestant Christians should be the non-guests in America if it was founded by Protestant Christians.
No, because they're all Christians. I look at them all as Christians. Denominations. This is literally why the whole separation of church and state was a thing, was to avoid that problem, fights between themselves. So they literally instructed that in place to deal with that very problem you're talking about, which is like the different sects in Christianity.
Okay.
That's why they separate. That's why the separation of church and state was instilled, was to keep Baptists, Protestants, Catholics, and all these other guys from fighting each other, because this is the problem that they had in England with the Catholic Church and everything
So you
else.
believe we're guests in our own country?
I believe as Muslims we are guests in America. Yes, because
Uh,
America is not a Muslim country like Saudi Arabia, like Egypt, like Sudan, like UAE, like Qatar. These are Muslim countries. When we go there, we respect and we don't say a word. When we were in Dubai, we had jalabiyas on. I spoke Arabic whenever I had a chance. Right? We assimilated. We respected that culture. Right? As even the first time before you reverted, we respected that culture because we understood we are guests there. I think Muslims need to exercise the same thing in the United States.
Yeah, I know, because we're literally visiting Dubai.
Yeah,
I was born here. Like, what do you? It doesn't.
Yeah, but the Islamic faith, we're American citizens, but the Islamic faith is not. There's
nothing. I mean, you're just making up America. Like,
we're 1% of the population. That in itself proves that this is not a Muslim country.
You can single out anybody and say that they're a minority to some extent. It's not. You don't need to describe somebody just by their faith. You could say that your skin color is, or where you're from, or.
But when we're talking about
people
faith,
have glasses.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hindus, Jews, Muslims, we're all guests in America. Being honest, we all are. I'm not just saying this is as Muslims we're guests. I think.
What about minorities? Are minorities guests in America?
Like, what do you mean minorities? Like blacks and shit like that? Or
anybody not
Asians?
White? Anybody not white?
Yeah, I mean, I would say yeah.
We're also guests.
Yeah, white people built and founded this country, bro. We're all guests here.
Okay, so America is entitled to white Christians only. They're the only non-guests here. So you have to be
founders.
To be a true American, you need to be a white Christian.
I never said that. I never.
You said everyone else is not a guest.
We are Americans, but we are guests here because we did not found this country. We're Americans, but like we're not the, I guess, original Americans.
Okay, so what about Europeans, like people with second-generation Europeans who came here?
Well, I'm talking about like the people here that like their family's been here for generations, fought in the Revolutionary Wars, whatever.
Okay, so if I'm a white guy and my parents immigrated here after World War II, and I'm a white Christian, and my parents are from Germany, all right?
And you came here after World War II.
So here, I found out that he's just making up his own definition because this has nothing to do with the Founding Fathers, the Constitution, has nothing to do with freedom of religion. He's just making up his own logic in his head. So here's where the Socratic method works.
I guess.
I would say from framers' perspective, if you came like you were here in the 1700s, like if you have lineage back to like the colonial individuals.
What is that, like 5% of the country?
Probably not as much, yeah. I mean, probably
so
not.
Everyone's a guest here.
A lot, yeah.
So whose country is it? It's just those 5% of people?
I would say it's America is a white majority Christian country, and we are guests here. Yeah, that's what I would say.
So
yeah.
the only 95% of people here are guests.
Yeah, dude. Nowadays, yeah.
That's checkmate right there. That's how that doesn't make any sense. So it's entitled to 5% of people. So therefore, like Yay 24, that goes out the window. Most politicians, like it belongs to 5%. And what does that even mean, belong? What does that even mean? Guests and host. What is that? So 95% of people have to walk on eggshells all the time. What does that even mean? Like, so what's the difference between a guest and a host? It's just it goes in circles forever, and it doesn't make any sense at all.
But the mass immigration, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
95% of people.
A lot of them, yeah, a lot of them are guests.
Okay, so then,
and this is why we have a lot of the problems we have, because we have all these people coming in, bringing their cultures.
Yeah, it's not based off of anything historical. It's just stuff he just made up. But good debate.